Landing at Heathrow in the early morning, the Indian delegation for their vital talks with the government, and the Muslims gave a particularly prominent demonstration calling for Pakistan. Pandit Nehru, the Congress leader, seemed glad to be on land again. Nearby, Mr. Jinnah of the Muslim League was also greeted by several friends, while in the background his supporters continued their demonstration.
I am on my mission, and I can tell you nothing about it at present.
Arriving at 10 Downing Street, Mr. Jinnah, spokesman for 94 million Muslims, prepares for talks with the Prime Minister, cabinet members and the other Indian delegates.
Independence Day for India. Pandit Nehru, Congress leader, is India's Prime Minister. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Muslim chief, becomes Pakistan's Governor-General.
Preparations for the handing over of power to the separate rules of Muslim and Hindu mean hectic activity as the two zones of government take shape. The crowning moment of these last expectant days has been the arrival of Pakistan's first Governor-General, Mr. Jinnah, whose leadership has earned his followers deep devotion. Pakistan acclaims the transfer of British power as Mr. Jinnah, Governor-General of the new Dominion, arrives at the Constituent Assembly in Karachi. Guests of honour in the Muslim capital were Lord and Lady Mountbatten, carrying out one of their last viceregal duties before the partition of India took effect. Mr. Jinnah takes his place in the council chamber where the leaders of Pakistan begin their responsibility for the future welfare of their people. Meanwhile, the Governor-Generalship of the Dominion of India goes to Lord Mountbatten.
Communal hatred flares up in the Punjab. Fleeing from their looted, blood-stained towns comes a new exodus, 1 million displaced persons. Many will never reach their new land. Fields are flooded, rivers overflow their banks. And all the time, the bloodshed goes on. Peace-loving people, theirs is the real tragedy.